Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Frozen Frontier. All right. You guys are in this tunnel. The magic that illuminated the crystals up and down dies. Fades away, and you guys are reduced to your regular vision. William is stable, but you are in the middle of a scraggic tunnel with a couple of corpses. What do you guys want to do? William's unconscious.
I think I'm spending like a good 5 minutes like treating wounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten out my med kit. I've got my sewing like needle out and cleaning big arrow wounds and binding up and all that.
Is he alive?
Yes, he will live. It will be a long road to recovery, but I got here in time.
I think the first few minutes are probably spent fussing over William, and then eventually Grimes will start poking through this corpse that we've got sitting next to us.
Well, I think I'm saying, Grimes, can you drag William back? I'll take care of these scrags, and he like throws the thing over his shoulder and like grabs its bow from the ground.
We're not dragging him anywhere. What are you talking about?
Do you want to stay here?
Yarmir's patching him up.
Look, let's get him to safety before we start worrying about all this. He's stable right now, right, Yarmir?
This is the process. This is the stabilization process. So we're standing around pacing or whatever while Yarmir is tending to William.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying
those are done. Yeah, let's take a look at this guy then.
Why do you have a machine gun on you, Ferris?
Because Ferris is a gun.
Taking it off of you.
He's a killing machine. Yeah, so at some point during the patching process, I will have turned to the scrag and looked through it, rifled through its belongings.
Okay. The scrag is wearing leather armor with a short bow made out of some sort of dark colored wood, like a deep brown or a dark gray that has little bands of silver wrapped around it, kind of like up and down the
silver,
shaft.
huh?
Mm-hmm.
Can I give it an appraisal?
Yes, give me an appraisal check.
My appraisal is only 10. Nope. Does it look similar to the scrag bow I found before, or is this
the one that you found
new?
in the interrogation chamber?
Yeah.
No, it looks pretty different from that.
This looks like a super fancy bow, right?
I mean, it's got bands of silver wrapped around a oddly colored wood, so it is definitely an unusual bow.
I'm gonna take that with us then, and I'll ask Yarmir once he's done with all this if he can identify or detect.
Before handing it over, can I give it a pull to see if it has the same or whatever, if it's a stronger pull than a normal short bow?
Sure. It would be more of like trying to unstring or restring to give you that information, but. Yes, it is sure. It's a bow that uses 16 strength. So unless you have 16 strength, you cannot string it, but anyone may use it.
Okay, normal rules is you would get the penalty equal to the bonus. So
no, that's not normal rules.
Okay.
No. Anyone can use it, but you can only string it if you have 16 strength.
I see.
Yeah.
And does it give a +1 to damage?
Only if you have 16 strength. If you have less than 16 strength, it's a regular...
I see.
Regular.
But I don't have a short bow proficiency.
Right.
And those are expensive.
They are 2 slots. Those are hard to use.
Right. Neal and Dragons.
Neal and Dragons. Yep. I love it. The scrag also has an arming sword in a nice kind of a woolly leather sheath, as if someone had skinned a yeti and then like left the fur on the end of the sheath. So like the whole sheath is kind of furry.
Is it iron or... anything special?
It is a steel short sword, absolutely. It looks fairly old.
You said arming, not
arming.
Is it arming?
It's arming,
short?
not short. I'm sorry. It's a steel arming sword. The leather that wraps around the handle looks pretty old and worn. The pommel shows signs of being scraped against things, but the blade itself is immaculately finished and polished. Let's see, the archer also has on a nice fancy cloak that has been ripped to shreds from all of the attack rolls against him. And other good winter clothing, although it's not as fuzzy and furry as all of yours is, right? It's like a nice thick layer of leather, but without the extra fur on top. It's probably not as warming giving as your clothes, but it is of high quality make.
All right, I guess we'll take the arming sword as well.
Yeah, well, I
Did
was
someone
just
else
gonna
note
put everything back on his body, like sheath his sword, put his bow over his back, and then just carry him over my shoulder. I'm taking the scrag back with us. I'm going to take both the scrag and the wizard.
Okay.
Okay, I guess I won't record that short sword if you're.
I mean, you can take it later. I mean, you can actually take it right now.
I'm a little baffled.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you're.
I was just going to carry all of them with us and like relocate all of them and their loot. But you can take the sword down.
How are we going to carry all this? So, anyways, Yarmir finishes patching up. Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
Grimes, you're a bit stronger than me. Can you drag William?
Drag, sure. Yeah. Maybe we can rig up. I guess I'll use my cloak and like lay William on the cloak so that he doesn't get too scuffed up in the dragging process.
Okay.
And begin dragging him out.
The slick ice helps you drag William, makes it a little bit easier for you. As you all just retreat back to the entrance of the cave.
We're gonna go to the sled, I think.
We'll stop and take a look at the spellcaster.
Oh, I'm taking him with us. Like I'm just gonna pick him up and carry him with us. These things are like 3 or 4 feet tall, right? They're pretty light.
They're pretty small. Yeah, they're like 3.5, 4 feet. Yeah, something like that.
So I'll take both of them with us.
Did we lose Orion? Where'd the Orion go?
Can I take a look down this hallway? Is my spell still in effect?
Which spell? Ah, there you are.
The Wall of Gloom.
Yes, the Wall of Gloom is still in effect.
Okay.
Right.
But you can look down this hallway. You can see through the Wall of Gloom. It's just a little gloomy.
Yarmir, do you want to try it? I mean, worst case scenario, you run away and tear.
I prefer not to partake in my own supply, if you will.
I mean, there could be powerful magical loot on the other side.
I was thinking that same thing.
It seems like a tempting proposition.
Tell me, do we have a way to make a door?
We don't have a carpenter with us. I suppose I could make one out of leather, though it wouldn't exactly be the most sturdy door.
Oh, magic makes things much more fun than they normally would be. I just need a way to make this a portal that is open and closable. Perhaps we could leave a very nasty surprise for our friends.
Right. How long do you want to spend here? I mean, I guess we're better camp out here than outside, right?
I do not think we want to camp in here.
Yeah, no. Let's go back to the sled and travel out a few miles.
How many of those beasts are still around?
Yeah.
What was at the end? Was there anything at the end of the hallway, or it just kept going?
It just kept going. You didn't see an end.
All right, back to the sled, I guess.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys head back to the sled, popping out into the world map.
Yeah.
Late at night. It is very dark.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go like a good mile or something. Ferris will direct the party about a mile out. I want to get us a little bit of
the sled right next to the entryway?
About a mile away or something.
Yeah, the sled was a ways out, so I
Was it
think
ways out?
one of us will go get the sled while the others wait with the bodies.
Okay.
Yeah, Grimes, I guess it doesn't. We're probably both proficient enough to do it. Right? Grimes is a scout, but I can see better in the dark, so maybe I should do it. So I'll go and collect our sled, bring it back. We'll load everything up. We'll put William on the sled, and probably the Scrags too, and then
Sure.
we'll go a couple miles before camping out for the night.
Okay. So
What
by the
is,
time you guys finally set up camp, you know, dawn is only a few hours away. I think you're all
Yep.
fairly beat and exhausted as you
Yep.
settle down for a night of rest.
What is on the spellcaster's body?
He's just got some comfortable clothes, including one of them nice fancy ass cloaks that again is kind of wrecked because he was run through with multiple weapons. He got like triple crit by Ferris when he was wrapped with his bands of cerulean. I think Ferris
Which I think
means
he got
fucking
decapitated.
runned him through.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like these cloaks can't be as spectacular as you're hinting they are if they are immediately rendered useless in the first combat. So, like, does the first stab make whatever properties they had?
I wouldn't say the first stab, but when you deal like 70 points of damage to somebody, I feel like that probably ruins their outerwear
So
of
did
clothing.
you negate whatever magic properties they were benefiting the Scrags during
Yes.
the course of the combat?
Yes,
Okay. If you say so.
I do say so. Who's brown? Is that Nick or is that me? Who's measuring 0 miles? Okay, it's gone.
Might have been a glitch from me.
Yeah.
Actually, everyone sees brown.
So you sleep.
Yep.
You rest. How many days until William is conscious?
3 HP a day, right?
3 days.
3 days. Are you guys just gonna chill here for 3 days?
Yep. I think we're gonna chill a little bit longer because we need William. Well, you know what we could do? We could give him a health potion right now, and then he would just come back to 1.
Do we want to? Is it like, I know that's an option, but like we have 2 left, right? Is it worth saving those for combat, or do we want to bring him up for expediency?
I think it might be better as a between. Like, to be honest, they're potent, but I don't know if they're potent enough to be worth using in the middle of a fight.
If William had used one in the middle of this fight, he would still be up.
Yes, but then he wouldn't have been doing as much work as he was. There's this concept to us fighters.
He could have drank a potion instead of throwing a harpoon, and we would be like.
Yes, but he also could have run with his sword instead of throwing the harpoon.
Harpoons, and attach them to Nick. He's gonna write harpoon on them and attach them in his harpoon hoop.
I think you should use it, Yarmir. The fighters have this concept called an action economy, and when William does things like throw a harpoon or drink a potion, he's not doing useful things like swinging a sword.
They're so judgmental of you, William. No one knows the burden placed on your shoulders and how hard it is to make decisions in the heat of combat.
One day I'll hit something with that harpoon and then no one will be laughing.
Not if you die first.
Okay. So, as you guys settle into your big tent, your big furry tent to sleep for the night, you start stacking up your wood to make your fire, and your fire lights without any of you guys acting upon it. Before you bring in the tinder and the flint and the steel and start to get it going, you just like piled up a couple of logs and you turn back and your fire is burning warmly.
Praise Bellum.
Praise Bellum.
Who is building the fire? It might be one of those things where you were.
I have a fire building proficiency, so it's probably me.
Yeah. Do you just? I don't know. I feel like we might just assume that the other guy lit it.
Maybe, I mean, Ferris does it.
Yeah, I think Ferris he's like scalping one of the scrags that he can give the scalps to Yarmir because he's gonna cook one of them before he goes to bed, and then he like walks back in and he says, "Oh, Grimes, you lit the fire. Thank you."
Didn't you light the fire?
No, didn't you light the fire? I was outside.
We didn't.
If you didn't light the fire, and I didn't light the fire,
The same wavelength, Greg.
then who lit the fire?
Was it always burning?
I'm ashamed of you guys.
All right, and you rest for 3 days.
Yeah, so I'm gonna make a cooking proficiency check here really fast and see how well I handle my first bout of scrag.
All right, you cook the scrag, Ferris. You cook the scrag.
Yep, I can always make a decent enough meal. This is just to see how quality I make it.
Holy shit!
Delicious.
Wow.
Their meat just melts in your mouth. It's like A5 steak.
Wow.
Which I will not be tasting. Wow. Aren't these like stringy little rat men or something? Now that we've got a body,
It's deceptive, isn't it?
Well, let's take a look at that image of scrags again. This is sort of what they look like.
do they have any fur? Like,
Nope.
It sounded like they don't wear warmth gear.
They don't wear very much warmth gear. I mean, they've got some clothes, but it's not as warming as yours or insulating as yours. They're fairly scrawny,
Is this why
thin.
Scrags never made it to the homeland? Or they like the giant tortoise? They were just so delicious that they kept getting eaten on the long boat ride over.
Wow.
Anyways, you got two scrag, or you got two scrag scalps, Greg. So those are pretty high level, I imagine.
Those are very high level scalps if I can use them.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can put.
And I think Ferris like takes a test bite of his scrags too, and says, "Oh, Yarmir, you have to try this. Absolutely delicious."
No, I do not wish to wage Oh, I do not wish to wager with my life and my health. Who knows what kind of scurvy diseases these little magical rat men have?
You're vile. Nimrod, let's go. We're gonna
Nimrod, yeah.
scout.
And I imagine Nimrod might not have quite as much aversion to eating people, considering he's a dog.
Does Nimrod eat the stew?
Do you offer stew to Nimrod?
Oh yeah,
He will eat stew.
Yeah.
Grimes shakes his head in disgust and goes off to scout alone. I suppose if we're sitting tight for a couple of days, I will scout and trap the local area.
Okay,
So
can I
you
first get a perception check from you as you begin to cruise about?
Yeah. Nailed it.
Fuck yeah. Okay, cool. So you hop out of the tent on the next day and go to look about. It is a light day, so pretty easy to move about here. Where I don't have a proper tent for you guys. I'm sorry.
Do a little campfire or something.
Your tent is circular, technically speaking. I only have a rectangular tent asset, so you just bear with me, okay?
Why is it circular? Is it like a teepee?
I've always just imagined your fur tent as circular, as
I
like
imagined
a
it
yurty
as
thingy.
like a square base with like I imagined like a pointy tent.
Okay, well maybe it is a pointy tent then.
The art assets don't lie.
The whoops, fucking piece of shit. No. All right, cool. There's your tent. You guys are in a tent. Grimes is starting to move out. Take a look around. There's probably some trees here. I'll add some trees to this layer. But what I'm trying to say to you, for you, Grimes, is you don't get very far at all from the tent when you look back the way that you're coming, and you notice that there is some small creature kind of camouflaged against the trees and snow, keeping an eye on your tent and your people.
A scrag?
Could be. You don't have a very good view of it. Judging by recent events, a scrag would not be out of the question.
It's there with the one lone tree.
I'm trying to add trees. Hold on.
Okay. It's camouflaged next to the singular tree.
Next to our pyramidal block of cheese.
All hail the great pyramid of cheese.
Yeah.
She'll put it on our popcorn.
So there's trees about. It's probably actually quite a few more trees than this, but I'm just gonna have to.
We'll just deal.
Yeah, I'll just add trees. I'll just copy and paste them.
So am I noticing this as soon as I step out of the tent?
No, not as soon as you step out. You're maybe 100, maybe not quite 100 feet away. You're like 60 feet away. You've just put on your skis, moved a
This
little
whole
bit.
map is like 60 feet.
You step down to adjust your bindings. We'll make it bigger. Don't worry about it. You got to adjust the bindings on
I
your
don't think
feet.
I was skiing. I think I was planning on wandering around and making like a trap perimeter.
Even better. You're walking around. You stop at a tree to like consider whether or not to make a trap here. When you look back, kind of just surveying the area around you, and there is some sort of critter way down on the bottom right side of the map. Hanging out.
All right, I act casual, like I didn't notice it. Wander, slip behind this tree, and try to disappear from the creature's line of sight. Draw my phase blade.
Why
and
don't you
go
make me
stealth.
a hide check?
Yeah. 27.
That is very good.
So I think I disappear from line of sight and hopefully don't reappear to the creature. And I will like scamper over behind the tent again.
Okay. You scamper up to the tent.
And I'll poke my head in.
You lift up one of the sides. It's not quite the entrance flap, and poke your head inside. You see Yaromir probably naked, examining his tattoos. Ferris
And
probably eating stew.
Ferris and Nimrod are oogling over the stew.
Grimes, this is absolutely delicious. Are you sure you don't want some?
Come here. Shut up, Ferris. Act casual. Keep talking about cannibalism. There's a scrag watching the campsite. I'm gonna try and sneak up on it, but Yaramir, if you have any spells handy or anything, now may be the time.
The same day.
This is the next
This is
day.
the next morning.
Yeah.
I have all the spells in the world. What would you like me to do?
I don't know. Figure it out. And I think I disappear back under the tent flap.
If you can capture it.
Roll in the snow.
Right.
I think you disappear out one side of the tent. I'm probably just going to come out into another.
Yeah, I think as you're walking, I say, if you can bring back more, do it. These are luxury rations.
Grimes,
Just do my best.
now that I've notified the party, I'm going to try and circle around and sneak.
My idea here is to be loud and obnoxious, right? So like if the front part is the tent flap, right? He was like over here somewhere, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna walk out of the tent, right? And I'm going to noisily and like obviously be like playing in the snow. I'm gonna get that crystal out that I had in my pocket, and I'm gonna like pack snow around it and start rolling.
Perfect. This Grimes, you are going to do this loop-de-loop that you've drawn, right?
Yeah, take a long.
All right. So I think you are
around and try and sneak up
partway
behind.
along your loop-de-loop. Yaramir is out front doing his things that he's in the middle of describing when a volley of arrows opens fire on the party. Now, you all know what's going on here, so you're not surprised.
Is it
That's for
from
sure.
that scrag or whatever is hiding
Yeah,
over
it's
there?
from over in this corner. Absolutely. The first arrow opens up, targeting Yaramir directly. So I'm just going to say that we can all roll initiative. We can all act this round, but the triggering action on this round is the Scrag's first attack.
So basically, it goes first. So we
It'll
don't
win
need to roll
initiative, but we'll all roll initiative because you're ready. There's no surprise happening here.
Yeah. So it just automatically goes first.
It just automatically goes first, yeah.
I think it's too far away for me to reach, so I'm just going to do a double move to get up to it.
I guess it doesn't really matter what its initiative is since it's going first.
Yeah.
But it'll take its very first shot at Yaramir. Let me just make sure the overlays are good for viewers. There we go. First shot at Yaramir. Holy shit, is a natural 20.
Don't forget you recovered 3 HP, Greg.
No.
Nope.
I did not recover any HP.
Combat
no,
was out.
Okay.
And your AC was what again?
Well, right now I think it's 10.
15 because of the amulet,
15
right?
is the amulet.
So
Okay.
it's still a max crit.
It's still a max crit. Oh god, I hope you have HP, Yaramir. Here comes the damage train. That's actually not too bad. That is 10, and that is 16 damage as an arrow whaps Yaramir.
I am down.
Yaramir falls unconscious in the snow immediately. Next up is Grimes.
Grimes is crushed behind this tree, sees the army go down. Like, what the was he doing? Can't even reach the guy. I don't think there's anything I can do. I think I
Okay.
4, 6. So I think it looks like. So I think I can go. There's like 6, 12. So I think I'm just stealthily moving closer to the creature.
Okay, so where do you end up?
Behind this bush or behind this tree here.
Okay.
Still hopefully hidden this guy's flank. Do I have? What's the weather like?
So you can go 14 rounds. Yeah, so you can do another 2 squares if you want.
I thought I could go
14
12.
It is a light day, so you can go 14.
Oh, it's light. So what's the missile weapon penalty on a light day?
3.
All right, I'm not gonna.
Would you
bother.
rather do something else then?
I'm not. I'm just gonna full on move
Okay.
and stay hidden there.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna bother throwing a dagger into the wind and revealing my position.
All right.
I'm gonna pop out of the tent, grab Yarmir, and drag him inside. And I'm gonna grab a healing potion off of William's belt.
Now we had said
I watched Yarmir apply a healing potion. I watched him do his healing potion enema trick with William. So can I mimic his efforts here and just force feed him this healing potion?
You can make an int check to force feed him the potion. If you fail, the potion is lost without its effects taking place. If you succeed, Bob's your uncle. Because you don't have a healing proficiency. So
24.
there
I
you
pass.
go.
Yarmir's at 1 HP.
The 2d4
Yarmir's-
plus 8? 2d4
No, you just got to
Just
1 because you were
straight
at
to
negative.
1. Yeah.
Well, I'm at -2, right? I should heal 2d4 plus 2.
It says magical healing automatically brings you to 1 if you're in the negatives.
Yeah, that's the
I don't-
caveat and the
right.
C&T. All right, Ferris is not going to die. The Scrag gets second and third shots. Doesn't see Grimes still. Grimes is phased and hidden. So, what does it want to do? It'll just kind of shoot through the front door. Can't see you guys, so penalty to hit.
I mean, I assume we have the flap, like, it's a flap, right? It'd have to
Yeah,
literally
so
be like through a flap.
So I'm gonna say there's cover
90%
and
cover?
concealant. Yeah,
Should we,
well,
like-
he can't
yeah.
see you.
So minus 10 to hit, plus minus 3 for
Because,
the...
I mean, the bigger issue is that there's, like, literally a big fur
Right.
flap blocking the shot that will just eat an arrow that hits it.
Yep. So we'll just take shots at minus 10 to hit.
minus 13, including the wind.
Sure.
It should just be against Ferris. Yarmir's lying on the ground. I think
Right.
he's more or less out of...
So that'd be an additional minus
So
4 for the prone.
minus 13.
I mean, maybe it's minus 7. Oh, I guess the concealment includes lack of sight. Right?
Yeah.
Right. So minus 13, it gets a 23 and a 20 against Ferris.
1 hit.
Okay. You will take 7 points of damage as an arrow goes through the tent and like strikes you in the hip. The other one will just kind of miss and get stuck in the tent somewhere, and we'll roll initiative for next round.
Is this Scrag up a tree or what?
No, it is at the base of the tree.
Okay.
Ferris, you were brought back up on the same round, so you can join combat.
Or Yarmir.
Yaromir, that's what I'm. Thank you.
Beautiful. All right,
One
I'm
of my
charging at this
children.
guy. I'm charging this guy.
It's Yaromir's turn first. He wins
I
initiative.
see the rage in Ferris's eyes, and I just reach into one of my many pockets and sprinkle some iron powder over him and trace a tree on his forehead. And as you run out of the tent, you begin growing to 70% your normal size.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Are we...
Ferris, it's your turn. Same
All
as
right,
the
I'm
Scrag.
charging this guy. I can make it. I did the math. I
You're
get it.
full. You're charging.
Yeah.
Because
Or
charging
actually,
through
I
the
might be able
snow
to do it
makes
without
a
even charging.
check.
Let me double check.
Remember.
Yeah, I can reach him without charging. I'm just gonna do a normal move. I can do a half move and get full attacks because he's like 60
but
feet away.
you can move 14 squares. This would be 10 squares. So
Oh,
this
then
is a
I am
full
charging.
move.
So yeah,
Okay.
con check really fast.
Give me the con check.
That's a pass.
you're
All
good.
right. So I get to the end. D20 plus 11 or actually it's plus 10 because it's morning. So 25 on the first hit.
It's a hit. Does not clear by 10 though.
Okay. And another one's a miss. All right. So D8 times 1.7 plus 5.
5. Minus 10 to its HP. It takes the hit. It's quite a bit. It is the Scrag's turn.
I think fractionals are always rounded up, by the way. So I think it goes up to 11. With I'll double check that. I think enlarge.
It does round up, but it doesn't. No, if it's more than 0.5, it rounds up. I think.
Let me double check.
I
I'm
think
pretty
it
sure it said
always
any fractionals.
I think it does too.
I'll let you look that up.
Yeah, you just keep going.
In the meantime, the Scrag is right here, and he's just gonna make 3 attacks at Ferris from point blank range.
Provoking one set of
Provoking
opportunity attacks.
one set of
Attack
opportunity
opportunity.
attacks, which is 2 attacks for Ferris.
That's a hit, and that is a miss. So
Now, have
it
you
takes
included
another...
the +2 to hit from your charge?
I did
on all
not
these
include
attacks?
that with the 26 of crit, or with the 27 of crit.
27 would have crit.
Okay,
Yes,
I will add another D8 then on this
Okay.
one, so it'll do 2D8 this time.
Sure.
Oops, 2D8 times 1.7 plus 5. Takes 23 damage. Oh, 24, because
That
The
one
example
definitely
I gave
rounds.
rounded up from 0.5,
Yeah.
so it
All
didn't,
right.
it didn't specify.
The Scrag will make 3 attacks against. I guess he gets his first one now.
One attack. Yeah.
Yeah. First attack against Ferris.
I have a question before you do your math, Neal.
Yes.
Does the mask give penalties to his?
Oh, he has to save against that
He's got to make a saving throw. Good call. Good call, Greg.
versus petrification.
Oh, natural 19. Good.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a lot of 19s on saving throws. Total of a 35 to hit Ferris. What's your AC?
22.
22 minus 1 because of you charging, so 21. He clears by 14. Oh.
-3 for weather as well. You include that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, minus 3 for weather as well. Okay, clears by 11. Just a single crit. Ferris, please take me 7 damage.
Okay.
And we go to Grimes' turn.
-7.
Yeah, I'm gonna sneak up behind this guy.
Okay, he's engaged in combat, but you are closing that final distance to him with no more cover. So I want you to make one more, what do we call it, hide check against
Sure.
his, and he'll be distracted in combat, so he'll have half his perception score.
Does he get a bonus for being half?
Ooh, not great.
Is there a bonus for the phase dagger?
Yes.
We have not established a bonus for the phase.
I am taking into account
Okay.
in DMing blah blah blahs.
So not great, but let's see his perception check.
He gets an 18, so you definitely can get up to him without him noticing you.
Okay, and I sneak up right behind him and shove the phase dagger into his back. I don't
Go
know.
for it.
Is that an assassinate?
No,
It's an attack roll. Usually assassinate is you have to catch them completely down with their guard totally down. And then being in combat,
So is it just like the normal thief backstab then?
no, it'll just be a normal
this
back
would
attack.
Be this would probably be a backstab rules as written, but Neal's got his own assassinate thing.
Assault
So I
is
just get a
real.
d20 plus 4
Yep.
plus
Your
2
normal
for
stuff.
back, plus 4 for back attack and
Right. And can't see you,
can't
all
see
that's
me.
jazz. Yeah. And he does not get his dex on this.
Okay, so 23 with the phase dagger.
So his AC is only. Hold on, I gotta go. I think his AC is only 13 if you're attacking him from back.
Yeah,
Is that right? Yeah, I think so.
Just
I'm
wearing
double
leather
checking.
armor, right? Or hide.
He's just wearing leather armor, yeah. So his AC is 13 from the back. So you clear by 10.
5 points of damage, and I guess I can make a freebie offhand. Yeah, so might as well. Which is a critical miss.
Okay. He will get his second and third shots this round.
He gets an attack of opportunity from Grimes then.
He will take an
Yep.
attack of opportunity
and
from
I
Grimes.
also get my second attack at the same time.
Okay.
Yes.
the only
Opportunity
plus-
attack with both, right? With both.
He gets
weapons.
attack of opportunity with both weapons in his hands, but only
Yeah.
at +2 because you're no longer surprised. He now knows
Sure.
where you are.
So phase dagger is a 23, which is another crit
Yep.
for 6 points of damage.
Ooh.
And then the regular one is plus 5, 11 is a miss.
Miss. Okay.
My second attack goes off and is a miss.
Miss. All right. So he gets a second shot at Ferris, which is 25 minus 3 for the wind is 22 against your 21
That
AC
hits.
is a hit.
It's 22 AC.
Minus 1 for the charge.
Oh, right.
You take 4 from that, and his second shot is 26, which is still just a single hit for 7 points of damage against Ferris.
Minus 11. Okay.
And that is the end of that round.
All right.
We will go to a next round initiative.
How did he roll only +5 for initiative? Aren't bows like +7?
They're +5.
Bows are +7. My sword is +5. My bow
Bows
is
are +5.
Unless you changed this on the table.
And
went-
it is. The bow did get an updated combat speed. Actually, short bows should only be +4. So whatever. He is switching to his arming sword, though.
Okay.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He is going to just run.
Okay. So I attack first.
Yes, you do. Holy
10.
Well, Grimes goes first at 3.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
What the fuck did you roll at +2? Oh, your dagger?
Daggers are faster than moving.
Daggers. 24
Holy
is a double crit,
Shit, yes, you clear by 11 against his 13
and a
AC.
14 is a regular hit from the back.
Yes.
So So 3D, so 3 times dice with the first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
8 damage
Oh my god.
and 3, so 11 total.
Okay, Scrag is badly wounded.
All right. Are you doing anything, Yaramir?
Yeah, so I was going to walk out here to this tree, trying to keep a little bit of cover between me and him.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put my head out and trace a shooting star on my chest and fling out some magical missiles at him.
Ooh.
Go for it.
For 13 points of damage.
Oh, so close. I think he's still up. He's still up.
28. That's gonna kill him probably.
That will clear by 10.
Okay, so it's 3d8 times 1.7 plus 6. He takes 12 and he takes 13 damage.
All right, Scrag goes down, dead as a doornail.
All right.
As you guys can start to recover your breath again.
Yep. I am going to pick this body up and add it to the pile.
Okay.
Grimes, what were you doing when you noticed him? Did he not see you?
You shout to the snow.
Oh no, Grimes is dead.
Oh
wouldn't be
no!
very-
What a loss.
I wouldn't be a very good scout if
I can see you. You
Before I
just,
saw them.
you just attacked a guy like in combat.
Yeah, I'm joking.
No longer hit him.
yeah.
Can I get a perception check from all 3 party members?
28.
Oh my god.
You just had to one-up me.
28, 29, 30. Look at that. So this is something, as the battle is settling down, that you all sort of recognize immediately. As you trudge through the snow, you guys come up, even with your snowshoes, like it's a little bit difficult to move. You're kind of awkwardly stepping. This Scrag is wearing just boots, and he's walking on top of the snow as if it were like solid, everyday, regular ground. He is not sinking in at all.
He's not walking anymore.
Well,
Yeah.
no, but the
So
body is like on
I
top
see
of
what
the
you
snow,
mean.
and it's just
Yeah.
chilling.
So I'm gonna carry him back. I'm gonna say, Yaramir, can you detect magic? We have all of their gear piled up right here in the tent. Perhaps
Yes,
they have
there-
some useful things here.
I already detected magic once before on them, but we can do it again. I'll give you a hint. Cloak was magical once.
Less so now, yes.
Yes, it self-destructed during combat. Very
Yes.
unfortunate property.
Very, very useful magical property to just destroy all of your magical items before some would-be adventurers can come in and loot them all.
I'm thinking of trying to put it on our portable home. But anyway, sure, pile them up all in one place. I will have a gander at what they may have to say.
Yeah, so I pile up all the armor and swords and bows and everything, and I just
Sure.
put everything together for him to detect magic on.
All right, Yaramir, the short bows and arming swords are both magical, or all magical.
Oh, how very interesting. It
Are their
turns
boots
out they
magical
have
by chance?
magical weapons.
Yes, the boots are magical too.
All right, I'm gonna try and put on one of these boots. I'm a very lean elf, and I'm rather short as well.
Okay, so you have, let's see, you've got 2 short bows, 3 arming swords. I'm sorry,
And
you
3
have
pairs.
3 short bows, 3 arming swords, and 3 pairs of boots. 4 pairs
Yes.
of boots. 4 pairs of boots.
Oh yeah,
lots
because
of
we got
magic
the
cloaks.
wizard would have had boots too.
The wizard would have had boots too, yeah.
Oh, you changed your weapon table, so I guess crossbows are nerfed even more.
Buffed?
I've got a speed of 10,
Oh, we
so
should
I'm even
probably.
slower than I've been rolling.
Let me double check what I'm at now. I need to go back to Regal Goblins and toolbox somewhere in here.
What are you looking for?
Your weapon list thing.
I'll put it
It's
in
in
Zoom.
toolbox.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
looking
under
for it.
economics.
You
Were
go to-
you like trying to choose between the Russian accent and the just your normal Greg voice there?
I did. It failed.
Okay, so you've got these things piled up. You have on you 3 magic short bows, 3 magic arming swords, and 4 magic pairs of boots.
Are they identical? Is that possible to know?
Are which things identical?
Like, are the sword is the sword identical to the sword? Identical to the sword? Is the bow identical to the bow?
They're not exactly perfectly replicas of each other. They're of similar style and make.
I think he means the magic properties.
Oh,
Like, they have the
yeah,
exact
yeah.
same
Right. So, like,
strength
do I need
magic
to
field.
identify each individual bow?
Mhm.
Can I
Yeah.
know that? Is there like an Arcana check I can make there? Right. Like, I am proficient in Arcanology.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can I check to see if these are like the same magical properties on these weapons?
Well, you do get the same alteration magic back from each one, and they're all of light strength. They all look pretty similar. They're similar design, similar magical enchantment on them. I don't think you can say for 100% certainty, but I think an educated guess would tell you that they're probably all the same.
Okay.
Neal,
You know?
I'm gonna slip my slender elf feet into these boots and take a quick walk.
You do not sink into the snow.
He can. Do they reshape to fit his feet, or does he just have tiny feet?
He's got
I have
tiny
very
elf
small
feet, you know?
Yeah.
I would like to begin setting up an identifier ritual.
Ferris is like 5'4" or something. I think maybe even shorter.
And the Scrags have kind of big feet for their size, you know?
There's no way they would fit on me, though.
You're looking at these boots and you're like, my feet aren't going to fit in these things. Are you crazy? These are tiny
Hold on, I
Scrag
wanna
feet.
check my scrolls real quick.
I'll try just in case.
Grimes is like, well, maybe the boots will fit my feet. They're a size 5 and I'm a size 8, but they're so beautiful. I bet I could fit myself into them. Look at those pumps.
It's like Cinderella. I wound up slicing off my toes to cram them in.
Well, you apparently don't need your little toe for balance. So if you can go 4
You don't
toes,
need your little toe for balance.
apparently it's vestigial.
I don't believe you.
I need some facts to back that
Yeah,
up.
why don't you chop off your show and prove, or chop off your.
Grimes, just cut off your little toe and then it should fit. Little toe vestigial.
Oh my god. No, the
Views
boots
expressed
don't
by
fit you.
Connar, not representative of Koibu.
Yeah.
Please cut them off your little toes.
Please prevent any maiming to
don't
yourself
maim
or other
yourself.
people. Grimes, you try and put the boots on, and they're awkward.
what if-
They don't
What if
resize to
Yaramir
fit you.
enlarged the boots and I put them on and then they shrink wrap to fit?
Oh.
You probably wouldn't be able to get them off without an enlarged spell.
That's fine, right? I just permanently have.
You would smell
elven
so
skin.
bad after a few days.
Your feet would be so cramped and like they'd be so tightly packed. I think it'd
I
be
actually-
very uncomfortable.
Isn't there something in there about it not crushing things when the size changes?
I don't see how that's reasonable.
That it doesn't crush or that it wouldn't fit.
That it doesn't crush.
Yeah.
If it expands, like if you put water in a crack and you freeze it, it will expand. And
we broke a steel door frame by doing enlarge spells. So I feel like you would probably
That's true. We did break a door frame.
Yeah. So you would probably break all the bones in your feet trying this.
In my mind, I think that the enlarge and reduce spell should only be limited by saving throws, to break and crush things, right?
Yeah.
If the magic is not strong enough to break to have that saving throw fail, then it doesn't work. But if the saving throw fails, I think it should break. And
All right, so we could give Ryan's feet a save versus crushing blow to avoid being
I
broken.
think that's a fair adjudication. I think bone has about the same strength as a really thick piece of wood. So we could go with the thick wood saving throw versus crushing
Nice.
blow.
Nice.
Hmm.
All right. So here you are. You've gathered these bodies. William's still unconscious. That's what you get for being late. And just
Damn.
what do you guys want to do?
I would like to set up an identify spell, please.
You can do so.
All right.
You're gonna need to kick everyone out of the tent to do it though, because you need space. You need room. So they
I
can
say,
all just go sit
Yarmir,
outside.
before you start, make sure to eat some stew to make sure you have strength for the ritual ahead.
I know what tricks you pull, nasty elf.
It's delicious. Look at me. I ate it and I feel like $1 million. I don't even know what that word means, but I feel like $1 million.
Like $1 million gold pieces.
Yes, not even copper bits or whatever they're called now. I can't.
Royal sovereigns of realm. How good I feel. I'd like to set up an identify spell. I have a scroll of super tent, so I'll be casting that from a scroll tonight. So I would prefer that when I'm done with the identify spell, my teammates take down the tent.
Okay.
I don't want Scrags finding us again for the next couple.
Right.
So yeah, I set up the identify spell and I go around blessing things. I can identify a number of things equal to my spell level or my caster level, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I want to identify a piece, the piece of the cloth that I picked up from the Scrag cloak.
Mm-hmm.
To identify one set of boots, 1 set of short bow, 1 set of swords, and the crystal.
Cool. So let's start with the first thing is the scrap of fabric from the cloak, right?
Yes.
Okay, you definitely pass. Its magical properties are quickly fading before you, but you get you have a 10% chance per level. You actually don't. Oh well, no, hold on. It's not a tech magic. Sorry, confused. Wildly using wrong spells. It's fine. This cloak has the property, or had the property, of camouflage. So wrapped around you and pressed against things, you sort of octopus camouflage yourself into them.
Okay, interesting. I'll set that aside for now. And I would like to do the short sword.
The arming sword, lovely. Let's roll a D100. You get that. The first property of this sword is a minor attack and damage bonus.
Okay. Bow.
Success, same thing, minor attack and damage bonus.
I'd like to check for a second property on the bow.
Success, no second property.
Okay. I would like to check the boots.
Ooh, you're level 8, 7?
7.
Oh, 81 on the roll. You cannot detect
So
any properties on the
I
boots.
can't check the boots again, right? The boots are just done.
The boots are
that's
done.
available.
Then I would like to check the crystal that we pulled out of the cave.
Failure on the crystal as well. 89.
Well, for convenience, let's check for a second property on the bow.
Wait, can he check a
You already
second pair of
did
boots?
the bow twice.
Wait, can he check a
Or
second pair of
the
boots?
sword. I'm sorry.
The sword.
The other weapon that I don't have
Sure.
second property.
The other sword has no second property.
Okay, I kind of thought that was the case, but
Yep.
failed on the other shit. Okay.
4, 5, 6 that you've done.
In the future, can he check a second pair of boots?
If he prepped a second pair of boots at the beginning, he could have.
Okay. That's convenient.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So you have that available in the future. You don't have to level.
What did we get? Just that the weapons were bonus.
Minor magic
The weapons,
bonus.
yes.
So they're small-sized weapons, right? Because the drags are small creatures.
They're arming swords, so they're. Oh god, you know how sword lengths are weird. There's no like one long
I'm saying,
sword,
is it
one
small
short
enough
sword.
that I could use it in my offhand?
I would treat them as arming swords for you guys. I would treat them
Are
as
you using it
they're
two-handed?
they're
They've been
D8
doing-
weapons. Let's see. The Scrags didn't have a shield in their offhand. The one that you met at the front door did have a shield in his offhand. They're like bastard swords for the Scrags. They're hand and half blades.
Mhm.
So
So
maybe
it's
plus-
too big for me to use as an offhand weapon.
Yeah, they're medium-sized
Okay.
weapons. All right.
All right.
So here you are resting. I think it's been another hour. I'm not really sure. We're going to go to break. When we come back, hopefully the whole party will be rested and returned, and we'll see what's going to go on.